guys, it's Luke here and welcome back to another video. Today we're checking out this MK7.5 Golf R. Now it's been a fair few months since I've featured one of these on the channel, and this is one of very few of them which has been heavily modified. It's running a stage 2 plus map. It's running just over 400 brake, and I'm super excited to experience it because I mean the only other one which I can think of off the top of my head is Calvin's previous 500 plus 600 whatever it was Golf R as well. So this is MK7.5. I think not very many of them that are heavily modified are 7.5s, so mainly 7s, but this looks, sits and sounds awesome. So I'm excited for this one, and yeah, anyway, what we'll do, we'll hand things over to the owner, Aaron, and we'll learn a bit about it before going out on the roads and making some noise.
Hi guys, I'm Aaron. This is my 7.5R Golf. It's in a discontinued colour of white silver. It's had a few different touches while we're at the front end. We'll talk about them. Poorly wrapped, but it doesn't matter. I've wrapped the front radar myself. We've got the tinted number plates. Under the bonnet, we've got a few modifications. We've got the Wagner intercooler. We have ram air intake system. We've got the Racing Line Performance turbo elbow in there as well, with the Turbo Technics high flow intake pipe going into the turbo. It's got some real nice dump noises and blow off valves, whatever you want to call it. Sounds immense. Moving on round to the side, I'm running the Club Sport S brake setup kit. It's a lot better than the standard Golf R brakes you get. Also, while we're there, we've got the Aspiri FFP2 wheels. They're a 19-inch. They're a lot lighter than the standard wheels that come on the car, but I think the Pretoria still look nicer. We've got a few bits of carbon here and there. We've got the carbon mirror caps. They were from Ultimate Customs. Followed through with the spoiler as well that come from them. But yeah, what I like about this more than the Mark 7 is from standard you get the slightly tinted rear lights, you get the different front lights. Yeah, it looks a better car. We also got the custom exhaust. That was done at Hard Knot Speed Shop by Dave. And so let's hear it.
Okay. That's definitely a lot louder than what mine was. Now, casting on mine's back, mine had the Akrapovic back box with a Resolute, but this is a completely custom exhaust, like what Aaron said. He's got the Miltech tips on it, as you might be able to see down here, just because he liked the layout of the tips. They're a bit bigger as well, and getting rid of the kind of oval shaped ones with some fully circular ones. Yeah, man, it's cool. It's cool. I really like how this thing sits. I'm not entirely sure what it's sitting on springs wise. I know it's definitely lowered, so once we're in the car with Aaron very shortly going for a spin, then I will ask him about that. But yeah, I really like this colour. We were just speaking off camera. It's almost like an off-white, slightly lighter Nardo grey, which it is picturing very similar to what a white car would on camera, but in person it's really nice actually. Really nice. I'm loving these wheels as well. Very cool. So just a quick recap of what this car was standard. Obviously a Mark 7.5 Golf R, 2 litre 4-cylinder turbo. This car is still running the stock turbo, by the way, just with some extra bolt-ons and software. 306 brake horsepower standard. This is a pre-GPF model as far as I'm aware, so it's not running the 295 like what the later 2019 and 2020 cars are. Now running 407 brake. So running a stage 2 plus software with the Wagner intercooler and other bits and bobs as well. So it's running a significantly higher number than what it was standard. But I think what I'm going to do now actually is hop in, because those clouds are looming and I am very excited to experience one of these things again. So what we'll do, we'll hop in, get the GoPro set up and go for a little drive. did the map.
Yeah,
Safety, yeah.
they done the safety map. They fitted all the bolt-ons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it picks up. So there is a couple things which we didn't speak about when we do the walk around. What it sat on springs wise, because it's very, very low.
Yeah, so they're BC Racing coilovers, but it's a new sort of line they do. It's the ultra low kit.
Yeah.
I did want to go really low, and then when I spoke to Total Vag, the guys who done the build, they we all sort of agreed that this is the right height, especially if where I live, a lot of B roads and stuff like that. It's a safer height as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's best off that way, to be honest.
Yeah. The suspension is very harsh, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you do. Sometimes you think, oh, I wish I was still running the stock suspension.
Yeah. No, comparing this to my old one, it's a lot further. It's a lot more mental as well, too.
Yeah.
Ooh, those pops. A lot of intake noise as well.
Yeah, a lot of it.
It's massively de-restricted now, the intake system.
Hugely. I think it was like one of your videos when you were doing it with driving with Ben. When you do put this in gear 5, it's the same as your BMW, and you do start flooring it, you can hear it. When you get off, it really does blow off.
Yeah. The perfect car for the rain as well.
Yeah. I don't know, I think I'd be a bit more sceptical if I was in a rear wheel drive
Yeah,
car.
honestly, mate, you would. We wouldn't be here right now. We'd be still back there facing the other way. God, it's probably coming down now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it sounds so good as well.
That's what I miss. I've had an APR system on this. I've had Miltech system.
Yep.
And they're all good, don't get me wrong, because they're Valvetronic still, so you can turn it off. This is the only problem with having a custom exhaust. It's in your face 24/7. There's no on or off of it.
Yeah. So is it a complete exhaust?
Yeah, so, well, downpipe's obviously a Scorpion downpipe,
Okay,
3.5 inch. And then from there, he's custom made it. So we've got a small middle box, but to take some drone out, but it's not a massive difference.
Because it wasn't built to be at this RPM, it's built to be right up.
Exactly, yeah.
Which it sounds mega at. I mean, it probably screams like really high pitched towards the top of the rev range.
Yeah, towards the top, I tell everyone that it does. You can hear it on a quiet night. You can hear it miles away. It's real high pitched. But yeah, I suppose that's what you get for going custom.
That's it, yeah. That's it. So obviously you've done a fair old bit.
Yeah.
You bought it stock, right?
Yeah, completely stopped with the terrible Cadiz alloy wheels.
Yo, yeah. Is there any more plans for it?
I wouldn't mind. Well, like I said, I'll definitely get Pretorias put onto it and maybe leave it at the height it is, or just raise it up a little bit and leave it. Because the trouble is, it's already. I've already built it now, so like as far as I think I need to build it. I mean, I'm not someone to go like well out of the way and in your face of it completely, but it's just enough. What I've done's enough, and
that's fair enough.
I sort of like about it.
Yeah, to be honest, it feels like more than 400. To be honest, just with how it puts the power down.
Yeah, and I think that's down to the torque as well.
Yeah,
it has got a lot of torque. I think it's 570 newton meters of torque.
That's a lot,
yeah, so
that's strong.
It pulls you back, and you think, well, like quite a few times I question it, thinking it's got to be running more, but obviously MRC's dyno's true to its word. They're great tuners, so I'd like to put it on a different dyno, but
just to get a secondary result, I guess. Yeah. The brakes as well. That's something we haven't really spoken about much. They're significantly better as well. So they're the Club Sport S, just the front brakes, right?
Yeah. So Club Sport S front brakes, stock rear brakes.
Yeah.
I was told by loads of people you wouldn't need to change your rears, and I haven't, luckily, so that's still good. But yeah, I mean, even stock, I was going through well, front discs and pads all the time, and they're built 310 brake standard, but not when, well, I'll just say it, not when someone like me is driving it, because if you're on the throttle all the time and then on the brakes, it's not a good idea. So I think the Club Sport S setup, a lot of people said to do it, and obviously it's a more track focused setup, so
and
it's probably the ones. Yeah,
they're drilled.
Yeah. Obviously over time you'll get a build up in the drilled holes of brake dust and stuff like that, but I mean, I don't know, I think it would take a lot to get it clammed up that much and to make any problem with it, but yeah. So that's rolling launch, obviously.
Oh, that was rolling launch?
Yeah, so...
I wonder what the noise it made, to be fair.
Yeah, so you can leave it in manual or leave it in drive, and whatever gear you're in, just stamp the throttle to the floor and it makes that funny noise and then just goes. So that's right, if you're on a rolling race with someone, it's good.
Yeah. Wait, that so you basically you plant the throttle as if you're doing like a stand, like a
yeah, so like if we're just cruising now, we'll do it when it opens up a little bit after
not around the corner.
No. Straight into
it would probably go round, to be fair.
So you're just cruising like this.
That's mega. And that's something that was mapped in when
that's mapped in. That's a good thing with MRC, you get a lot of updated things mapped in. So from a launch control in your Golf R, you can pin it and it will go to 4,000 revs or whatever, launch and then let go, and it goes. And with MRC they've got this new update on their software, so when this is in launch we'll try it now. You can hold it at 2,000 revs like that.
Oh yeah.
We'll hold it at 4. So yeah, it throws you around.
It does.
It's got, obviously it's the torque that makes it feel faster, but when you're rolling racing you can keep up with a lot of cars, but one car I haven't is obviously what we discussed off camera, a 140i.
Yeah. Which was interesting.
Yeah, that was in dry weather, to be fair, so obviously if it was in wet it would have been totally different.
Completely different.
Not being big-headed, but...
No, 100% I would agree. Both great cars though, both very, very capable. I think I massively underestimated the capabilities of this. And I've spoken before why I didn't go stage 2 or like as mental as what you've done. And it's just because of insurance. It was a lot of money for me.
Yeah, it's trouble.
If I would have bought the 140 first and then bought this, then this would be the car that would be mental. Yeah. Just timings didn't work out.
Yeah.
I mean, I've ticked the box, and maybe, you never know. I've spoken about this a lot. Maybe I'll go back one day. Maybe, I don't know. A lot of people seem to think I should, but
we'll try and tempt you. From today, you might.
All the Golf R owners will come out and say, "Oh, I got mine for sale."
This is what stupid stuff you can do with them.
Yeah, no, they're so capable, so capable. Well, mate, I think what we should do very quickly before we wrap up the video is kind of talk about what you're doing for your channel, because you're on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
So if any of you out there who are missing Golf R ownership, then check them out. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, we were speaking off camera, like getting started on YouTube is the worst, but having a car like this just makes it a lot easier, doesn't it? I guess.
Yeah.
You got something to talk about.
It's a sort of crowd pleaser. Like you can pick up your followers from there, but I mean. So I'm trying to do some YouTubing.
Yes.
It's trying to get people in, because a lot of people, like myself, before I started doing my own YouTube channel, I was a bit like, didn't want to be on camera too much and stuff like that. But I thought you've got to get people to watch a video, they want to see your face, really. They want to know it
your
from
opinions and things like that.
So I'm trying to do bits. There'll be quite a few videos on obviously my own car and stuff I'm doing to it, but yeah, we should be able to get some other people on the channel.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if anyone wants to go check out Aaron's channel, there will be links down in the description for you guys to do that, along with your Instagram.
Yeah.
Why not? And anyway, I think with that said, at least, I'm impressed. And I think I'm going to wrap things up there because, well, car and convincing me to buy another one.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think that's going to wrap things up for today. Once again, all the links for Aaron's details will be down in the description down below. But that is it. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please make sure you leave a like and make sure you subscribe for all the adventures